Hello and welcome to ANZ Stadium. Tonight, we have the mighty Eels taking on the Rabbitohs at ANZ Stadium. I'm your commentator, Will Kay, and tonight I'm joined in the commentary box by Ollie Pache. Pache, how are you doing today, mate?
Will, it is an absolute barnstormer coming up here for Rabbitohs, coming off a win, coming into Parramatta Stadium, having scalped the Panthers in a fairly close affair, while Para, they came off a hard loss versus New Zealand Warriors, and now they're looking to rebound here in their home opener, really looking to give these fans a good show here tonight.
Indeed, the fans are looking really great today as Liam Ryan leads his team out and Luke Short leads his. Butterfield's going to kick us off here in just a moment. Obviously, coming off a loss last week, the Eels, do you think they can bounce back?
Absolutely think they can. They have a very quality side coming in. They've got some great options off the bench, and I feel like Justin Barisic, I would spotlight here as my impact player coming into today's game.
Here we go. As we get underway here with Evans taking the kick and goes to Downey immediately. Downey pushing forward in the tackle here. Referee's on top, tells them to get out of the ruck there. Goes left, right, to Marshall. Inside ball. 30 now at the 30. Going to play the ball. Atchison goes right. Harris, Evans. Evans steps one. Can't get away from the second rower there. And I think it's Logan Guys on that edge there. And Butler gets an inside ball off to Demando, who can't quite... Yeah, thank the camera angle. Holy shit. It's annoying me as well. It's annoying me. Yeah, that's all good. Demando taken down just before the 50, goes left. Butler with an early kick. Liam Ryan getting it. He was in front of his 40, so no opportunity for a 40-20. Ryan steps one. Ryan through the line. Wrapped up by, I think it was Cherry Evans there. Yeah, it was indeed. Going right to Cahill, to Dranigan. Dranigan pushing forward, the big lock. Looking very strong with that carry there. They're going right again to Cahill, pushing infield. Ryan, Butterfield. Butterfield can't quite get away there from Matt Downey. He's going to play the ball right past the 50. Cutler, Ryan. Ryan steps one through the line. Wrapped up by Cherry Evans. The halves are scheming here. Looks like Josh Butterfield's having a look around. They're going to go to him. No, they go to... Oh, no, they do go to him. It goes to Collins. Collins through the line. And Cherry Evans is out of position. And Jai Collins has scored first here.
What a great outside ball there from Josh Butterfield. Able to find Jai Collins, put an immediate sidestep on Butler. Absolutely incisive through the defense. Cherry Evans not able to cover from the dummy half spot in time. Right in line with where that play the ball was. And he ends up going over. South opened their account very early on.
Indeed, as Josh Butterfield, the man who's about to take the kick, like I said, we could see him scheming, and he's told his players what to do when he saw that Cherry Evans was out of position, and South are looking very dangerous early on.
Even though he may not be the captain like Liam Ryan is, it's always good to have a half and could direct traffic. Butterfield and Cahill. Cahill might not be the main man that they look to, but Butterfield showed that he has the options to find a long pass and is able to send his centre through for a rare centre try.
Indeed. And we look at some of the players that the Rabbitohs have recruited, and Josh Butterfield being one of them. Butterfield coming off a very successful season at Manly last year. And now also his halves pairing in Jack Cahill, who came from the Broncos. They've got some good young guns in the halves.
It's very interesting to me, Cahill's career path as well. He has actually traded, I believe, for, I want to say it was Anthony Delaney from the Panthers. So he's already been to 3 clubs in 1.5 seasons. He's got to try and find his footing somewhere, though. And I feel like Souths, this could be the one where he gets his opportunity.
Indeed, and only time will tell for the young gun as that man himself takes a run. It's at the 40 here. They're going to kick early as Jai Collins takes the kick. Now, unlike him, but Cherry Evans is going to pick it up, just sits there for a second, and he's very close to the touchline here. And Parramatta will be very pressed to get out of the danger zone here.
They really needed Cherry Evans to try and spring a long kick return there. Collins, however, basically coffin cornered that one. And I think Evans was just too worried about trying to do a quick dash out to his right edge and run over the sideline and give a Rabbitohs very easy field position. But his hesitation, I think, really cost them on this occasion. They're really having to fight to get out of their own half.
Yeah, and they're the fourth tackle here, and they're not even out of their 30. As I say that, Luke Shook with the big line break. Maybe Parramatta will have the front foot here for the last tackle. They're going to go deep, going it down to Charlie Butler, and who goes for a big deep kick down to the wing of Josh Saddlecart, another recruit this year, coming from the Panthers and going to the Rabbitohs.
It is funny to me. 3 of the guys in the starting lineup right now came from the 0-7 Panthers of last season. We have Saddlecart on the wing, Cahill on the 5'8" in the Viva Broncos, and their starting prop number 10, Hayden Davis. Actually a 4th one. Hawker James Fawn, also a former Panther, part of that leadership group. And now they've basically assembled a team that was perennial losers, and perhaps with the right pieces around them, turn them to perennial winners. We see a penalty here.
Eels give away a held-in tackle penalty. That is drastic there. South's already off to a good start. You can't be giving that kind of opportunity to them because the clever heads in Jack Cahill and Josh Butterfield, the cogs will be turning here to try and get the most out of that penalty.
Absolutely, and especially on tackle 4. You cannot be giving penalties like that late in the tackle count. When that occurs, you put yourself in a world of trouble. You've given the Rabbitohs possession territory, and immediately they're looking to scoot through and try and put up some more points. Perhaps they can go up by 12.
Indeed, as Cahill goes right to Davis. Davis bumps off one, gets wrapped up by Samuel Atchison. He's going to play the ball here. Thorne goes left to Remy. Mason Remy pushing forward. He's 10 out now. It's the last tackle. Let's see what they're going to do here.
Left side, rubber.
Cahill puts up a big bomb up to the wing. And Michael Crimp, and he's pushed back. He's a confident take, but he gets pushed back into in-goal. And the Rabbitohs are going to get a repeat set here.
That was actually a really good option there by Cahill. I thought to go for Grubber here because it seemed like the line was just playing a little bit upward, but instead they decided to go for the high ball, and it was positioned right perfectly. He's definitely helped that kicking game there. Oh, nearly a loose ball there. But on that, Cahill just pinned it right over a couple meters short of the goal line. And as a result, Crimp, as much as he could take a nice contested catch, the defense was right there to swarm him and push the small winger back.
Indeed. And I think they'll be targeted. Oh, there's a big shot. Oh, I couldn't see who it was from here, but an absolute amazing shot there sees that the Rabbitohs spill the ball and the Eels are off the hook here, throwing the ball around. Jeez.
I believe I was on Drake Dranigan there, just absolutely spear tackled. Not in that way, more of a wrestling spear there, just cut in half and could not hold on to that football. And now the Eels give themselves prime field position, perhaps the best opportunity thus far this game.
Indeed, and Blake Harris goes right after not a great debut. He's looking a bit more confident tonight. As Butler is going to play the ball about 35 out from the try line. They still need to make some meters if they're going to get anywhere near scoring. Luke Short getting some more meters for his team there. The captain plays the ball. 25 out, goes left. Butler, big kick. Up to the wing of, I think it's Tyrone Clay, another former Manly player. And he's going to play the ball about 7 out from his own in-goal.
Yeah, big opportunity there. They decided to go for a bit of a high ball, but there's no real contest on that side of Thomas Mendonca. So no one could really put up much pressure on Tyrone Clay, and he was able to take a safe catch. Didn't get much of a return, but South will be content with that.
Do they will as Logan Guys gets an offload to Drake Dranigan, losing a couple meters there, but he almost got through, so maybe worth it as Cahill goes left to Guys. Guys pushing in the tackle, pushed back in the tackle, and he's going to play the ball here. Collins is going to go right, and they're going to kick inside the 40 here, Cahill, and straight down the guts to Cherry Evans, who gets absolutely hammered by Hayden Davis. There you go. He's got one of his own now. But no knock on as Jordan Marshall is going to play the ball just before the 50.
Yeah, really good to hold on to that ball for Cherry Evans. He absolutely needed to secure that because if you give a Rabbitohs possession of their own half, they've already looked threatening. They really couldn't afford that one again. It's another shot laid.
Jeez. the bit of rugged defence here from the Rabbitohs. They're looking right up in their faces here, and the Eels are going to be a bit intimidated by some of the big shots that Hayden Davis and Mason Remy are putting on early.
Yeah, there's a good kick to the corner here. Saddle Cart may break through.
Oh, and he's wrapped up by Charlie Butler. That's a great tackle there. Looking very dangerous at the 40 now. Goes left to Cahill. Down the wing, Cahill. Wrapped up by Michael Crimp. Michael Crimp getting off him quickly. Collins goes right to Saddlecart. To Guys. Logan Guys pushing forward in the tackle. Going right again. Pushing the ball infield as Mason Remy absolutely flattens Jordan Marshall, and it looks like he's a bit lost as to where he is. Ryan now steps one. Ryan through the line, gets the offload, and it's a knock on, I think it is. The referee's called it off the Rabbitohs, and Eels off the hook there.
Yeah, he tried to just push that one through, but he pushed one too many as Mendonca almost goes through there. He really just had a great opportunity, but he just could have held on to it. I don't think the offload was ever there to really try and create a scoring opportunity.
Oh, as the Eels, they have a knock-on of their own here, and that is critical in the field position that they have, and the Rabbitohs are going to be very, very dangerous in this next set.
Yeah, Logan Guys now pushing down that wing. It's very interesting that Souths are playing so close to that line, but perhaps they see a weakness there in Michael Crimp and are trying to attack that right edge of the Parramatta.
Perhaps they are, as they go right here to Liam Ryan again. He's been pretty good tonight in the attack especially. He's going to play the ball about 7 out. They go right to Drake Dranigan, pushing forward, turned on his back there. Eels defenders taking their time getting up in the tackle. Referee says plays on, goes left to Cahill. Intercept by Luke Short, and that is yet another error from the Rabbitohs that have seen that they give up quality field position.
Yeah, well, it's just he tried to force that ball. Perhaps he didn't think he had a one-on-one, but Luke Shaw, the captain, reading the play beautifully and just able to put his hands right in position to basically just have it fed right to him. I don't have answered much more than that.
Yes, as Matt Downey now pushing forward, 40, plays the ball, goes right. Blake Harris kicks it, doesn't get a lot of distance, but goes to Liam Ryan nonetheless. Straight catch, and he's beyond the 50 now. Starting the set with the front foot as they go to Butters, to Riff. I think it is Riff. I cannot find his name on the team list very quickly.
Riff.
Tallis Riff, that's right. Yep. Just can't quite read that at the moment. As Cutler plays the ball, goes left. Butterfield through the line. Josh Butterfield, he's been wrapped up here. Oh, and he's turned on his back. That is a crucial tackle from Cherry Evans. Referee wants to set it up for a try. I'm not too sure about that.
Might not have just had sight of the ball. If he doesn't have sight of it, he can set it up as try, but camera angles here clearly show Butterfield was just stood up and put on his back, had no opportunity.
Indeed, as Logan Guys thrown back in the tackle by Attila Sentendag. And he's going to play the ball on the last 9 out. Goes right to Cahill. Puts up a very big kick here. And Thomas Mendonca takes the ball. They're going to go to 20 for a restart.
Yeah, that time Cahill just put a little bit too much weight on it. Enough for Mendonca to be able to launch from his own end goal and able to get Parramatta a 7 tackle. A very critical set for them. They need to try and push through and at least get South pinned deep in their own territory.
Indeed they do. Parramatta have been pretty good getting out of the danger zone, but not actually getting out of that yardage area, getting in past the 50-metre line. So hopefully this set they can try and get some great field position to set them up for future sets.
Yeah, they were really trying to throw the ball around there, trying to see if they could find a weakness, but really the South seem to be able to defend on all fronts here. They're able to defend that little short side raid, and now perhaps they look to do it again.
As Mendonca gets some free range. No, he can't get past Liam Ryan. It's going to be the last here, the fullback out of positions. Wingers dropping back. Swarm goes right. Atchison with a kick. They let it. No, they don't let it bounce as Liam Ryan's the one that gets to take it there, and he's tackled at his own 10.
That's such a tough take to make there for Liam Ryan. He's got to be going back shoulder, basically having a basket catch it. I did think that he might have let it bounce, but perhaps he knew that the chase was on here and it just wasn't worth it. Oh,
and the intercept pass is thrown to Charlie Butler, and the Eels have been gifted some great field position, which we were just talking about, as Demando goes to Marshall. Geez, that is critical there from the Rabbitohs there.
Yeah, they really like that intercept from Charlie Butler. They just try to force one too many passes here, I think, South Sydney. They saw that at their own goal line, and now their own and now opponents. Oh, that was a knock on there, but Justin Barisic barely making sure that doesn't go forward.
Barisic playing the ball just outside. The pass looks somewhat forward. The referee says it's all right, and he's held up over the line here. They're going to go upstairs just to double check. I couldn't see if the ball got down. He says no try, the referee. And
yeah, it looks like he was utterly stood up there. They'd have sight of it, just making sure that there wasn't a quick grounding there on the grass. But now last tackle, what do you go to? You go the grub or you go the bomb? What's the option here?
It's Blake Harris with the bomb out to the wing of Mendonca. Cutler takes it comfortably. And the Rabbitohs are going to be hard-pressed to get out of their own 20 here.
It was a really interesting tackle there. I think it was Mendonca and Swan that immediately tried to pull Jackson Cutler over the sideline, but Cutler just got his back down and was able to get himself grounded before he was going to give Parramatta prime field position at their opponent's 10.
Very much so, as Logan Guy's taking a hit now, pushed back in the tackle with some dominant Eels defence. They're really wanting to keep the Rabbitohs contained in their own 40 for this set, hopefully trying to set up some points in the following set off this kick return. As Ryan's going to play the ball, Thorne goes to Cahill. Cahill very close to kicking into the back of his own player as Mendonca takes it, and he just takes it up hard and straight, and he's going to be tackled just outside his 40.
Really needed to try and put a move on there, I feel. Mendonca was able to break through. The fullback was playing quite forward there. Could have caught Liam Ryan off guard and perhaps broken a big game.
Especially if he hadn't made his 10 yet, because Liam Ryan playing the ball, he would have been offside for that kick chase there, so it would have been very dangerous if he was to get through.
Yeah, well, I think he would have been given the 10 anyway. I think that would have been fine. But now the Eels looking to attack on that open side.
Cherry Evans playing the ball, about 25 out. Goes left, Atchison goes left, Butler putting in the crossfield punt here, down to the wing of Tyrone Clay. Clay, through the line, Tyrone Clay, misses him, it's just Cherry Evans and he catches him about 35 out. Jeez, what a foot race.
You see what I mean, Thomas Mendonca? That's the kind of move you have to put on a kick return, because he could break free and get Rabbitohs 60 metres, now in prime field position, and now they might try and attack for Allison into O'Hare just up the middle, just to try and get a little bit more.
Indeed, as Liam Ryan steps one now, playing with Tyrone Clay in the past, you see how fast he actually is, and he's bloody dangerous with those kick returns, as Jai Collins gets his second of the night off the left foot, and he's scored a great one there.
Absolutely beautiful passing from the halves once again. He got one from Butterfield. This time it's Cahill, who was right close to the line there. No one really pinched up to find him. And even if Attila Sendar could have got his body in the way, he just ends up trying to dive to his right. Doesn't even lay a finger on him, really. A tough break there. Clay setting up a beautiful line break, giving Rabbitohs field position. And it was really good work by the rest of his team to pay him back and convert that into points.
Indeed, as Butterfield gets a relatively easy kick here. He's going to slot it right over the black dot. Now, the Eels looking very dangerous the last 10 or so minutes with their field position they've gotten. But the Rabbitohs winger in Tyrone Clay has gotten them out of a bit of danger there.
Yeah, they were definitely going to look pinned. They probably would have been playing out of his own 10 on tackle one. But when you're able to just put a move on and get past that initial wave, it's not much of a second wave that a lot of teams bring on that kick return. They're relying on that first man up to lay a shot. And when he doesn't get that shot on and he gets stepped or fended off, it creates a real trouble of disaster for South Sydney. Well, for the kicking side in that case, which was Parramatta. Oh, nearly a knock on there.
Riff just taking the ball there, Tallis Riff, before it hit the ground. That was very lucky indeed. As goes left, Logan Guys taking a hit up himself, pushing forward in the tackle, looking kind of more confident there. as Cahill gets the ball. Allison through the line. Jackson Allison, another Manly recruit there for the Rabbitohs. He's going to play the ball about 45 out. Riff gets pushed back in the tackle there. It was a combined effort between Jordan Marshall and I think Charlie Butler by the looks of it. As Cahill kicks down to the wing of Michael Crimp. Crimp steps one. Michael Crimp can't get away from Liam Ryan, but that's exactly the sort of thing that his other winger, his winger partner needs to be doing. He's looking very dangerous there, Michael Crimp.
Yeah, really good move there that time. Put a sidestep on. Just was able to get right past them. They nearly put on another break with Butler, which was an interesting play there. Sending their half down the short side. They seem to be liking that attack a lot, the Eels. And now they get another one through.
Save it to Mando. Nice run there. Off the right foot. Just getting around defenders and seeing some open yardage. Forcing Liam Ryan to get involved as Anthony McDonald looking very dangerous. Just a couple meters out now. Last tackle. Goes right. Harris puts in the grubber. Harris, Sentindag gets the ball. Sentindag. It looks like he's gotten it down. I'm not too sure. The referee's going to send it upstairs.
Soft signal try. It looked like guys just couldn't get their hands wrapped around the arms. And Sentindag just able to just get underneath that left knee of his. We'll see what they say.
And the green light has absolutely been flashed around the stadium. And the Eels fans can't be controlled. That is a great try there. Set up by the recruit, Blake Harris.
Yeah, Harris with a great grab. It's good work by Anthony McDonald as well, coming off that bench. It highlight the wrong bench player in this case. I highlighted Barisic. It's McDonald there that puts him right near the post and allows Harris an opportunity to go either way with it. Harris decided to go right side and ended up falling for Sentindag. And guys just couldn't get his arms wrapped around, getting in for that quick little try under his legs. And that could very well change the complexion of this game. 6 minutes left in the half. You're returning another kickoff. Perhaps you could send it back and tie this game right back up.
And that's exactly what the Eels will be looking to do in the final 5 minutes of this half here. As Butterfield kicks deep, taken by Butler, goes left to that man that just scored, Anthony McDonald, who's been pretty good both this week and last week, coming off the bench. Atchison to Walker, Abraham Walker pushing forward in the tackle. Lesser known second rower, but puts in some great meters. Atchison going right to Harris. Evans demolished in that tackle there. Split in half as they go left again. Marshall, Walker, Abraham Walker going through the line. That's what I was just saying. Getting some great meters from his team there. As he's going to play the ball in the fourth. Going right. Blake Harris gets a ball out to Evans. Cherry Evans to Butler. Butler can't get in the ball away. Tackled, 35 out here. Charlie Butler plays the ball. Jordan Marshall putting a kick down to the wing of Tyrone Clay. Clay steps one again. Wrapped up by Dawson Swarm. Gets around Thomas Mendonca though. And the Rabbitohs are going to be 20 out here with the first.
Yeah, Mendonca again gets stabbed. And that time before it was Mendonca and Swarm that got set simultaneously. That time they renewed a stagger. Oh, forward pass caught here on an offload.
That's a critical error there from the Rabbitohs. Going just for a play the ball instead of a scrum per the new SRL rules. As Abraham Walker will play at 15. Now this is some great field position for the Eels.
They absolutely must adore this. Getting an early error that they forced. Trying to make the Rabbitohs. Again, they're forcing one too many passes. And now they have an opportunity to really put some pressure on the Rabbitohs. At least get a repeat set out of this.
As Atchison with the ball now. Pushing forward. Going to play the ball about 6 out. Goes right. Harris throws a pass. Gets bobbled there. And Liam Ryan takes away the ball. As Thorne goes to Dranigan, to Guys. The Rabbitohs pushing out of their 10 here. As Logan Guys is going to play the ball. Going right to Cahill. Goes to Riff. Riff pushing. They're going to play it safe this set. Just small passes. No intercepts being thrown. As Cutler now with the ball. Driven back in that tackle. Geez, the Rabbitohs very lucky there.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Harris, he ought to be kicking himself right now, but with that kind of decision making, he'd probably miss. He tries to throw a ball at Barisic, where he looks home free. He looks like he can just dive over, and instead just forces one too many, gives the Rabbitohs a 7-tackle set, which I'm surprised has called no advantage, but they might be able to maybe get a 40-20 and get one in this last half, but doesn't look it on this occasion.
As Michael Crimp, with the kick return, is going to take it about 5 out from halfway. Atchison goes right. It's going to be the last play here as Luke Short takes the ball up and goes right into the chest of Cherry Evans. That's the halftime siren. We'll see you all in the second half. And welcome back to the second half. And what a first half that was, Ollie.
Absolute barnstorm of this one. It was really interesting to see as well how much the Eels have just been trying to press on an attack, but some Blake Harris decision making. He's had his moments, good and bad. And the South Sydney Rabbitohs, they come out of the half with the lead, but they might be lamenting a few more chances, maybe a couple more chances to hold on to a ball and really push themselves through. If they can push themselves again, might be a chance to really open up the floodgates if they can score one or two more in these early stages of the second half.
Yes, and it could go either way here, with Parramatta showing off some strength in the late bit of the first half there. Obviously, the Rabbitohs want to get on top here and try and control the Eels before the game gets away from them. As O'Hare plays the ball, 35 out here. They're going to go for the deep kick. Cahill it is with the kick. Goes right down the guts to Cherry Evans with the kick return, and he gets wrapped up there.
Yeah, Cahill, a couple of times I thought maybe he should be going to the edges, but he seems to like just going down the center corridor, trying to get some early yardage, just go straight down the park. But on this occasion, Cherry Evans right there for it and was able to mark it well.
Yes, and now it's Anthony McDonald taking a hit up of his own at the 40. He's going to play the ball. They go left to Walker. Abraham Walker pushing forward. Walker's going to get up and play the ball. About 30 outs, the fourth tackle here. Blake Harris spins the ball wide to Justin Barisic, and he's going to play the ball about just over 20 metres out from the in goal on the last tackle. Harris putting up a big kick, and they let it bounce, and Liam Ryan is going to be taken by the Eels defence, and it's touched in goal here. They'll get a repeat set, the Eels.
I thought that might have taken a bounce off the goalpost. I think that's what Ryan was so concerned about, was if that takes a carom off a crossbar, a goalpost, even a pad, it could be absolute disaster. So he figured, why not just make sure it's not going to take any impact? But he didn't really put himself in good position for it as a result. It just came up short, and then he had to quickly swoop on it and ends up giving a repeat set right to the Eels. A Sendog down the flank. Loose ball.
No, and Dranigan's picked up the loose ball. Senatag was destined to score, but a loose ball has seen that the Rabbitohs get pulled off the hook there.
Must have been some miscommunication, because Senatag, there were 5 Eels players all waiting to be on the receiving end of that as Ryan breaks free.
Ryan gets an offload into Butterfield. Has he got the legs? No, he doesn't. As it's Xavier Demando. Sorry, no, it's Blake Harris putting on the tackle there on his opposition number 7. Hayden Davis now with the ball. They're pushing forward. Gotten some good meters off this set here, the Rabbitohs. Going right. Cahill inside ball to Drake Dranigan. Plays the ball. 7 out. Last tackle. Let's see what they'll do here. Thorne goes left to Cahill. That man, Jack Cahill, puts up a big kick, and Xavier Demando takes it, and he gets around 1, but he's wrapped up there by Jai Collins.
He tried to put another move on there. Xavier Demando playing out on that right center roll, taking it. A great contested catch. There's now Barisic breaking through. I spotlighted him earlier.
Justin Barisic looking very dangerous there, the rookie. Very, very big hit. He's a big forward, and he just gets in your face and mows you down if you're not careful.
Yeah, that's one thing that I feel like it kind of like not very looked at here in the SRL. It's just players that can truck other guys. You have your great tackle breakers like Lord and Harris. Matthew Harris in this case, not Blake. And oh no, a huge mistake there. Miscommunication, and they weren't sure who was going to get that ball, Parramatta. They give it up.
It's just come off the head there of the receiving Parramatta player. And it's going to be the first tackle. This one will be the second. With some Rabbitohs ball work there. Spreading it out and putting some inside ball there. Allison playing the ball. Going right. Cahill. Dranigan gets an offload to Thorne. Thorne getting some extra meters for his team there. But Alistair Russell eventually gets him down as Hayden Davis with the last tackle here. The Rabbitohs will want to be putting points on here as Jack Cahill puts up another kick down to the other wing now. And it's Shannon Freeburn with the take there. And the Parramatta Eels would be hard-pressed to get out of their 10 here. Well, 20 here.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Freeburn on the second touch of the game could have broken one free there, but didn't really look to turn on the Jets. It ends up, however, still giving the Eels a ball back because they just need possession right now. They can't be giving away those free yards, field position, whatever you want to call it. They just need to try and push that ball through any way they can.
Oh!
Well, I didn't mean to just throw it around willy-nilly like that, but whatever they want to do.
Bit of Harlem Globetrotters there from the Eels as they're going to kick on the last. Demando with the kick this time. We've seen both of the centres, oh, not both of them, but Jai Collins and Xavier Demando putting in some last tackle kicks here, which is unusual. As Hayden Davis through the line, doesn't quite have the speed, but definitely has the strength to beat. I think it was Luke Short. I can't quite see. Maybe it was Alistair Russell. As they go right, Butterfield to O'Shea Ole. Absolutely folded in the tackle there by Anthony McDonald. What a hit.
Yeah, just absolute obliteration there. He'll be feeling that one tomorrow and the next few days afterwards. Luke Short, by the way, is off right now. He was replaced by Barisic, who has been strong thus far.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it was Short, but it was actually Alistair Russell with the 16 rather than the 10. As Barisic is going to take up the hit up there. Going left to Senendag. Senendag pushing forward, getting some meters. They're going to be wanting to get a whole bunch of them if they're to get out of their own end here, the Eels. They go to Russell. Russell getting some extra for his team. Another 10-meter run. And held down in the tackle. That's a bad penalty to give him away on the third. And the Eels will get out of danger here.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what Parramatta ordered, really. Just needing to get some extra meters out of it. How about a tackle reset and an extra 20 meters on it to boot? That's exactly what you want from this side. Just to be able to get a little bit more going for them. And now they can try and perhaps lead from the front. Maybe they send another short side red with Butler. Options open for these guys.
Indeed, as Anthony McDonald with a hit up now. And he's going to be taken down 35 out. It's a second tackle. Butler goes right to Crimp. Crimp steps one, can't get around another. Michael Crimp, very dangerous player last season for the Broncos. And the switch to the Eels may prove to be a successful one. Showing off some great signs in the first two games as far as we've gotten in this game. As Anthony McDonald through the line. Oh, and I'm not too sure what the call is here. It looks like McDonald knocked it on. No! It's a Rabbitohs knock on, and they'll get a repeat set here.
Goodness me. McDonald tried to force another ball, but that time he just couldn't be corralled in. As Mendonca pushing over the line, we'll have a look.
Referee's going to send it upstairs here. And he's got no try. Mendonca looking pretty confident, and it looks like he's got that down there. May need another angle. And
absolutely.
What a player. Thomas Mendonca. As much as we've criticised him tonight, that is a great try there. And the Eels...
It's not often that you see the winger muscling through a lock in Drake Dranigan. Mendonca was able to get that ball down again, much like the try that we saw from Settendag on the other side of the pitch. This is exactly the kind of stuff that Mendonca can create. And the Eels, thanks to what was the start of it, just a quick intercept, and that went all right for the Rabbitohs. Because McDonald offloads, it looked like it was handled by, I want to say it was Dranigan again. He couldn't corral it, ends up giving away a knock on because he knocks it back in to Anthony McDonald, gives Para the set of a 10, and they create off of it. And now it's a tie game.
Indeed it is. And that's a very important kick there from Charlie Butler to level it up. The Eels were wanting to have a really strong set here to prove that they're still in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what both teams need, really, is Evans nearly breaking through there, but Ryan was to it. It's so difficult, this game, because it just turns on a knife edge. Imagine if that ball gets intercepted. Imagine if it's still corralled by Souths. They can run that 100 meters the length of the pitch and it's 18-6 instead of 12-12. Now they have to fight for the next 24 minutes to perhaps get some more points.
Indeed, that man Cherry Evans playing the ball. He's been excellent tonight. Coming from the, I believe it was the Cowboys, Cherry Evans. And he's been a very strong performer. And likewise, his opposite in the number 1, Liam Ryan, has been also an incredibly strong player tonight. They've both been really impressive to watch.
Oh, yeah. The players in the spine here have honestly been outstanding. Cahill and Butterfield able to find their passes. Harris perhaps less so, but he's definitely created opportunities. Butler's kicking game has been on song. Cherry Evans has done what he can, and Atchison and Fawn have been able to find the great outlet passes to start players on their assaults.
Indeed, as Dranigan. Oh, and they've put a high shot on him here. And the referee's picked it up. And that is a critical penalty to give away, not only in your own 40, but just in general. Very lucky there not to go to the bin.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought that could have very well warranted a send-off, because that was almost certainly a professional foul by Cherry Evans there. Dranigan, however, definitely making up for it. Couldn't prevent that try, but ends up taking one for the team there. But let's hope it's okay, because that looked like a nasty shot.
Oh, and there's another penalty from right in front here. It was Samuel Atchison giving it away, just laying in the tackle too long. And Butterfield, he's going to kick here, and it's right in front, so he'll put the Rabbitohs up by 2 and make it 14-12.
Yeah, I mean, this should be as automatic as they come, and it is. It was just back-to-back penalties from Para. You take a game, and you end up tying it back up thanks to a good run of fortune, which I have to call it that. You have to be able to keep with it. Giving away back-to-back penalties, basically within 3 plays of each other, it demoralizes you. And now they've got to play from behind again after only just tying it up 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, and geez, that man there just on the camera now, Cherry Evans with that swinging arm. That was an absolute critical brain fart there from Cherry Evans. He was channeling his inner Tan Milne, and he just took the head off Drake Dranigan and sees that the Rabbitohs get 2 points over.
Well, hopefully Drake's a Hydra can just have 2 more spawn right there. But now, where do you have to go with Parramatta? You have to look for more opportunities here. You have to at least try and get the ball back, try and pin them down in their own half. And right now, it looks like they're struggling with that. The Tide defense just being blown apart here, really. Well,
as Jackson Allison takes a tackle here on the 50. He's going to play the ball. Collins goes right to Cahill. Cahill been very involved this game. His kicking game on point with Michael Crimp taking that return. Crimp through the line. Oh, he stepped Liam Ryan, but they've come from behind him and taken him down, looking super dangerous there. Michael Crimp.
He's at 99 speed, just try to quickly go through, but the defense was alert enough, and Souths were able to stop themselves from going down for the first time in this match. They've been ahead for most of this hour plus, and now they've got to really try and fight here. Make sure they don't give up anything. Can't give up 2, and you definitely can't give up 6.
Indeed, it's Atchison now. Oh, a big fan, but dragged back in the tackle. He's going to play it there. It's Evans, goes left to Blake Harris. That's a good kick from Harris down to the wing of Tyrone Clay. The chase will need to be on point here. And they are. And that is Shannon Freeburn there in the 17, dragging him down. And that's a good tackle there.
Yeah, almost was able to drag him over the sideline as well. Could have absolutely changed the dichotomy of this game. He's been pretty solid thus far, Freeburn. Not too involved on the centers, but he's showing some good stuff. And Clay as well has been phenomenal. He's, able to set up his team up beautifully and also just made sure to stay solid there. Don't give up anything too big as Dranigan again.
Dawson Swarm with a hit on Dranigan. He's had his head taken off. He's been split in half more than once. How much more can his body take? He is an absolute unit there, Drake Dranigan, as the Eels get a really short kick and they're going to capitalise off that there.
Who would have thought Dawson Swarm playing basically in the front pack, able to lay a shot on Drake Dranigan, the full-time lock for South Sydney. This has been an absolute warfare thus far. So many shots being thrown here, and perhaps Dranigan will be feeling the worst of it come the end of this game.
As Demando now pushing forward. It's about 18 metres out from the try line. The Eels looking like they want some points. They want it all right. They put up a very big kick, and it's Jai Collins who's been taken, and I think he's just outside of his own in goal. I don't know how he's managed that there. Oh, as Cahill, he dummies once, goes through and then gets the pass off for Jackson Allison. Cahill again, Cutler pushing through. Rabbitohs getting out of their danger zone here pretty quickly. O'Shea Olay, Liam Ryan now, taking it through the middle. It's going to be the 4th on the 40. Not too sure what they're going to do here. They're going to kick early. Cahill inside his own 40. They let it bounce and doesn't quite have the angle, and Cherry Evans takes it quite comfortably there.
Yeah, he nearly broke one through as well. It was a great option there by Cahill, but he just wasn't able to angle to the sideline quite well enough. Perhaps that's just an after effect of him trying to kick basically down the corridor previously. He really wants to try and get them that extra yardage on that occasion. Couldn't get it there, but at the very least, they're still putting the Eels inside their own half for now.
Indeed, as Charlie Butler now with the hit up. And going to go right here to Crimp. Oh, and the touch is called that forward. You had to tend to agree, and that is crucial from Eels.
Yeah, again, they just try to send Crimp with that short side raid once again, where the Eels have been favouring that side, and that time just try to push it a bit too far. It can happen, and as a result, it's not the end of the world, considering it did come on tackle for them. They did build up a little bit of a territorial gain, but they're still under the pump now.
As Thorne goes left to Butterfield. Cutler taking a run now. Rabbitohs inside the 10 here. Hayden Davis taking a run of his own. Davis will play the ball, about 5 out. Goes right, and it's a knock-on. A knock-on from the Rabbitohs.
Again,
and that is letting them off the hook.
Miscommunication in the halves. It's happened a couple of times on both ends, really. Cahill and Butterfield, they weren't sure who the option was going to be, and as a result, they end up fumbling it as Shaw comes on and breaks through.
Oh, and Swarm is absolutely swarmed and wrapped down as Harris goes left to Mendonca, gets around one, can't get around the other. Freeburn, he's going to play in the dummy half here, goes right. Harris gets dragged back in the tackle. Blake Harris, the rookie, he's had a pretty good outing tonight. Not sure if he'll be more pleased than last week, but it's definitely been a very much improved game. As Butler plays the ball, they go to Harris again. Harris putting in a kick to Tyrone Clay, who takes it on the full, and he's driven back. Jeez, he was looking very dangerous there, coming onto the ball with speed.
Yeah, I mean, it's one way to hit the ground running is to take a ball on the run and then try and take a hit up. Absolutely thought he could have broken that for all money, but Eels' defense remained solid on that occasion. Perhaps he just wasn't ready to put a move on and was just meeting at speed, and nothing really came of it.
Perhaps it was. And Tyrone Clay, we talk about him. He is one of probably the best wingers in the comp. He's incredibly fast. He's great off the kick returns. And defensively, he's very sound as well. It's been a very good signing for the Rabbitohs this year.
Couldn't agree more.
As go down to the wing of Mendonca. Mendonca gets around one. Mendonca can't get around Liam Ryan. He has just been absolutely pushed to his limit tonight, Liam Ryan, in defense. As Downey takes a run himself. Matt Downey going to play the ball just before the 50. Goes to the Harris. Harris putting an awkward pass up to Abraham Walker. Looks like it was a bit hard on the chest, but he took it nonetheless. Harris inside ball to Luke Short. Fends off one. Luke Short can't get around Liam Ryan. The Parramatta Eels, they're 30 out here. It's the 4th tackle. Freeburn down the wing. Can't get away from the Rabbitohs defense. And it's going to be the last 20 out. Mendonca goes to Harris. Harris, and he spilled the ball. Absolutely smashed in the tackle, Blake Harris. And the Rabbitohs are off the hook.
What a shot by Hayden Davis. Absolutely split Blake Harris. It looked like he was trying to put a kick on there, but Davis was so quick off his line, rushed up and forced the error. And now South might have just been able to win that game off of that.
That is some great defensive eyes there from Hayden Davis. Seeing who it's going to go to. It's always going to be a half, most likely. And then just absolutely getting under the ball and splitting him in half. It was a great read there.
Yeah. Now, South Sydney, they might try and look for a 1 here. I don't think they will, though. I think they got to try and put this game to bed. Try perhaps a 6 with a bomb.
As Cahill now kicks it deep. Goes to the wing of Crimp. Crimp can't get around Jai Collins. He's driven back in the tackle. South still 2 points up. Parramatta will be trying to get something off this set here. Coming off a loss last week. They're going to be very disappointed here if they can't get any points on the board as they go to Short, to Swarm. Swarm through the line! Swarm is taken by Liam Ryan. How many tackles tonight Ryan has made? It is beyond me. As Short now gets an offload inside ball to Atchison. It's the 4th. 3 minutes to go. Halfway here. Cherry Evans goes left to Downey. Downey can't get around the Rabbitohs defense with numbers. 40 out here. Going to play the ball. Harris kicks it deep. Tyrone Clay here with the kick return. Steps 1. Can't get around Freeburn. Sorry, no. Blake Harris. And he's going to go left here. Inside ball to Thorne. The Rabbitohs will just be wanting to hold onto the ball here.
Yeah, they just need to try and wind this clock down as much as they can. Minute 50 left on double time. They got to really make sure the Eels don't get one last roll of the dice. For the very least, put them in a terrible position. Get some yardage now.
Indeed they will. As Cutler pushing forward in the tackle. They're going pretty safe this set. As Hayden Davis goes to Allison. He'll take the last hit up. And they're going to kick it here. They go to, I think it'll be Cahill that they go to. They opt for. As the number 6, he kicks it down to the wing of Thomas Mendonca. Mendonca can't get around the defense. There's about 40 seconds left on the clock. As Freeburn goes to Atchison. Atchison to Swarm. The Eels desperate for something here. Swarm is going to play the ball. 15 left on the clock. Harris. Walker. Walker can't get... Walker is away! Inside ball and it's intercepted by Mason Remy. And the fat lady sings. And it is the Rabbitohs coming away with a 14-12 victory over the Eels.
What great defense from these South Sydney front rowers. Mason Remy and Hayden Davis, returning from off the bench stints, end up being able to grab themselves crucial defensive plays. Remy with a last-second intercept. Davis forcing the error from Blake Harris. What absolutely beautiful work from both of those two. Can't credit them enough. What a great win for South Sydney.
To look at some of the stats here. And Samuel Atchison and Abraham Walker with some absolute amazing run meters. It's been a great effort here from the Eels, but unfortunately, they don't come away with the win tonight.
Yeah, it's so tough, especially on a home opener. You got to just sit there and lick your wounds, but they can be proud of the effort they put up here tonight. It was an absolutely beautiful piece of work there from their halves in Harris and Butler. Able to set up a kicking game. Some great work from their forwards, McDonald and Settendog. Able to set up a score in one case and score on the other. I think Para can go out of this with their heads held high, but this one is going to sting for them a while. Souths, I think they're breathing a sigh of relief here. It must be so difficult for them to try and fight for that long, for 80 minutes, and still come away with a victory thanks to that last quarter Josh Butterfield penalty goal.
And it has been an absolute pleasure to work with you tonight, Ollie. And we'll look at some of the highlights. Thank you for joining us, and good night.